All right, so maybe you got a new GoPro Hero 8, maybe you have a GoPro 7 or any of the other GoPros. Anyways, this video I'm going to show you how to save that battery life on your new action camera. Before we begin, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you can get notified for future videos. I'd love to have you back in the next one. Well, hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So maybe you're having some issues with battery life on your new GoPro. And today's video, I'm hoping to help you solve that. So one of the things that I always worry about and stress about whenever I take my GoPro out into the field is whether I'm going to have enough battery life to capture everything that I'm looking to record. So me being a paranoid on that, I went out and bought some extra batteries, but I also would like to find a way to maximize the battery life that I have for the one that's in here. So here's going to be some simple settings that you can adjust on your GoPro, whether it's a GoPro Hero 8 like this one, or whether it's a GoPro Hero 7, or maybe even some of your older models. These settings will all apply to your GoPros, and they will help you benefit in extending your battery life and getting a little bit more time out of it while you're out in the field recording and filming. All right, so grab your GoPro and let's dive into the settings and get these adjusted to help you out. Okay, so we got the GoPro 8 here. I turned it on, hitting this button here on the mode. Yeah, the power mode, but it's on now. And one of the first things that you want to do is, if you can avoid recording in 4K, then just record in the 1080, 60 wide view. The recording in 1080 is going to save you some battery life instead of recording in the 4K mode. So that would be the first tip. Okay, the next tip would be to swipe down, and if you see up here in the top left corner, there's voice control. So make sure you turn that off by tapping that. And then that turns that off. That'll save your battery tremendously, because it means, therefore, now that the GoPro is not listening for the voice command. So make sure you turn that part of it off. Okay, and now the third tip is you go into Preferences here, and then you go into My Connections, right there in Wireless Connections. And right now I have it on off, but if you, I have it on, I'm sorry. If I turn it on off, then it would save my battery a little bit that way. The only thing is, if you do turn it on off, then you won't be able to connect to the GoPro app. So it's up to you if you want to leave that on or off. But I have mine on just so I can see it on my app and see what I'm recording. But if you turn it on off, that'll help save your battery also. Okay, the next tip, go back to the home screen here. As you go into Preferences, you go right here into General. And then right there, that second one, Quick Capture. Make sure that is set on, because what that does is it lets you start recording immediately by hitting your power button up here. So put that on, and that's just another tip to save your battery life. Okay, the next tip is go back here to this main menu, go to Preferences, go to General, and then scroll to where it says Auto Power Off. Now right now I have mine set on 15 minutes, but if you set it to 5 minutes, then it'll save your battery a little bit more that way. So what that does is just turns your GoPro completely off if there's any kind of inactivity, or if it sits idle for 5 minutes. So if you put that on 5 minutes, which is the lowest that it takes, then that'll be another way that you can save battery. Next, you go back to the Preferences screen again, and then you'll scroll to where it says Touch Screen. We'll go there. And now right now I have my screensaver set for 1 minute, so if there's any kind of inactivity, then the screensaver goes blank after 1 minute. So you can adjust that. It has 1 minute, 2 minute, all the way up to never. Right now I just have it on 1 minute. So it's all based on preference, on whatever you want that to be. But if you put it on 1 minute, the lowest setting, that'll help also. Next would be the brightness. So on Preferences, scroll over to Touch Screen again, and And then right there underneath the screensaver, you'll see where it says brightness. Right now I've got it on 100%, but if you take it down all the way to like 10%, which is kind of hard to tell here, but there's 10%. You can still see what's going on the screen. So if you take it to there, it will help save your battery. 100%, see how much brighter that is? And then 10%, you can still see it. So that'll help save battery as well. Okay, and next tip right here, go back to preferences and then scroll to where it says regional right here. And when you tap on that, make sure your regional is on off. Right now I have it on, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. What that does is captures the location of where your videos and photos are taken. I don't know that you really need that, so that'll help from preventing to constantly be knowing where you're recording from, where you're shooting at. Don't really need the GPS if you're wanting to save battery, so make sure you turn that on off. Okay, so some battery tips here to help is, let's pull the battery out. And okay, is if you are filming in 4K, it can overheat the battery a little bit. So make sure that whenever you are filming in 4K that you do take breaks and let the battery cool off a little bit. The more it gets hot, the faster your battery will drain. Also, if you notice right here on the verbiage that's on the back here, it says don't store at temperatures over 60 degrees. So if you are filming on a hot day, make sure that you keep this thing as cool as you can, because if it starts to get over 60 degrees Celsius, then it does begin to drain the battery even more. All right, and then the last tip would be whenever you do have these batteries charged up, is to try to leave them above 50% as much as possible. I did read where that does affect the battery life on these batteries. So for me, that's kind of tough to do. I do end up running these things until they are dead, and then I charge them up to 100%. So if that's something that you want to keep an eye on, you can, and supposedly it's supposed to help the battery life as well. But those are the tips and tricks on how to save the battery on your GoPro here. Well, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully it was a help to you on getting your settings adjusted and extending the life of your battery in your GoPro. If it was, make sure you throw a thumbs up on this. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I make tech videos all the time. I'd love to have you back in the next one. So until then, be creative.